In the mists of history, where fact and legend intertwine like the serpents of Jormungandr, lies the tale of the Seaxe, not just a mere blade but a symbol, an extension of identity for the people known to us as the Saxons. The Seaxe, in its various forms, from the small scrammer Seaxe to the larger broad Seaxe, was more than a tool or weapon. It was a testament to the character and culture of those who wielded it. The very name Saxon echoes with the metallic ring of this iron implement. Some etymologists, toiling in their dusty corners, suggest that the term Saxon derives from this very weapon, a theory as sharp and as cutting as the blade itself. If one's identity is indeed forged in the crucible of one's tools and weapons, then what does the Seaxe tell us about its bearers? It speaks of a people pragmatic yet fierce, utilitarian yet bound to the whims of war and conquest. Tracing the origins of the Seaxe, one treads back through the corridors of time to the early Germanic tribes. These were not the sedentary, plough-tilling folk of later centuries, but mobile warriors, for whom a good blade was as essential as breath. In this era, unencumbered by the later sophistications of chivalry or the cumbersome armaments of medieval knights, the Seaxe was both a daily utility and a weapon of war, as versatile as it was vital. Yet, like all things born of iron and fire, the Seaxe too was destined to bow before the relentless march of time. The evolution of warfare, the cross-pollination of cultures through conquest and trade, brought new technologies, new weapons. The sword, longer and more elegant, became the new symbol of martial prowess, relegating the Seaxe to the shadows of obsolescence. But let us not fall into the trap of viewing history as a mere sequence of inventions and abandonments. The gradual decline of the Seaxe was not just a matter of metallurgy, but a symbol of a changing world, where the identities of ancient tribes were subsumed into larger kingdoms and empires. And so, we come to the last of the Seaxe bearers, a hypothetical figure standing at the twilight of an era. This final individual, unknown and unnamed by the annals of history, represents not just the end of a weapon, but the closing of a chapter of identity. In his hand, the Seaxe is no longer the innovator's tool or the warrior's companion. It is an anachronism, a piece of heritage clung to in a world that has moved on. Before we arrive at this final solitary figure, a custodian of a fading legacy, it is imperative to navigate the labyrinthine corridors of historiography that have shaped our understanding of the Seaxe. The task of the historian, often likened to that of the archaeologist, involves not only unearthing artifacts and texts, but also sifting through layers of interpretation, conjecture, and often ideological bias. The study of the Seaxe, therefore, is not merely an exercise in tracing the physical evolution of a weapon, but an intricate dance with the shadows of the past. Scholars, armed with the tools of philology, archaeology, and anthropology, have pieced together the fragmented mosaic of the Seaxe's history. This endeavor, however, is fraught with challenges: the scarcity of contemporary written sources, the ambiguity of archaeological contexts, and the ever-present risk of projecting modern sensibilities onto ancient artifacts. The historiography of the Seaxe thus becomes a mirror reflecting not only the past, but the biases and preoccupations of those who study it. From the romantic nationalism of the 19th century, which sought in the Seaxe the embodiment of Germanic purity and valor, to the more nuanced, multidisciplinary approaches of modern scholarship, the study of this weapon transcends mere metallurgy. It enters the realm of cultural and social dynamics, reflecting the ebb and flow of tribes and traditions, the clash and confluence of civilizations. As historians and scholars continue to debate and decipher, the Seaxe emerges not just as a relic of iron, but as a beacon, illuminating the complex interplay of history, culture, and identity. In the final analysis, the Seaxe, like all tools of mankind, was a servant to the ever-turning wheel of progress and culture. Its story is not one of mere steel and edge, but of people, identity, and the inexorable tide of change. In the fading grip of that last Saxon warrior, the Seaxe ceased to be a mere object and became a symbol, a testament to the relentless, often unforgiving evolution of human society.